His name is Robert Francis Prevost, the U.S. Cardinal elected as Pope Leo XIV on the second day of voting by Catholic Cardinals. He is the first American Pope in history. And joining us to talk more about Pope Leo is religious scholar Héctor Acero Ferrer. Thank you so much for being with us on such an exciting and historic day today.
Thank you for having me here.
I think if you and I chatted maybe a day earlier, I don't know if we would have had this name on our list. But tell us a little bit about the 267th Pope. What are some things that stick out to you, and what was your reaction when you heard and saw him coming out on that balcony?
Shock. The first thing there is that we didn't expect him to be one of the papal candidates. He is kind of a minor figure within the Cardinals of the United States. There are 10 American cardinals, and he is perhaps the least likely to become Pope, according to all speculations. He is a member of a religious order, the Augustinians, so that gives him a particular type of spirituality. He spent 15 years in Peru. He's a Peruvian citizen by choice. All of that, significant things. We need to read into all of those portions of his life.
This is the largest college of electors that chose this Pope. What does the selection of Pope Leo XIV, what does it signal to you?
It's an election of a global church. You just said it, it's the largest group of cardinals choosing the Pope, but it's also the most diverse in terms of distribution across the globe. That means that we have a Pope that is truly global. Himself, he is American, but his mother is of Spanish descent, his father is of French descent. He doesn't look like a regular American, so we need to also see that as part of what this Pope brings to us.
I want to talk a little bit about Pope Leo, the name Leo. So for Francis, it was St. Francis of Assisi, known for his charity and simplicity. Why do you think he chose Leo?
You know, the name Leo has to do a lot with power. It has to do a lot with power in the world, not in a bad way, no power against or over, but power with. Pope Leos have been characterized for their advocacy for the people of Rome particularly. Remember, the Pope is also the Bishop of Rome, or it is the Bishop of Rome. That's the main task of the Pope. And Pope Leos in history have been advocates for the people of Rome against invaders, have been advocates in terms of the poor and the marginalized. Rome has been a very struggling city for all its history, as well as an icon to the church. So all of that is going to resonate with the name, and is part of what he chose it, I'm assuming.
Mm-hmm. And just seeing the newly elected Pope coming out to the thousands of people greeting him in the crowd, at moments you can tell folks in the crowd, thousands, tens of thousands of them, were emotional. At moments he was emotional too, and this is when he walked outside greeting everybody, waving, and those close-ups of his eyes, you can really see that he maybe have become overcome with some emotion. As we look ahead, I'm wondering what sort of challenges or priorities or his vision awaits the 267th Pope?
He learned so much from the church in Peru. He spoke in Spanish as well as Italian, not English.
A lot of people were expecting him to speak in English because he was American, but he didn't.
He didn't. He spoke in Spanish. I got emotional when I saw him turn to Spanish. It means that he's learned from the church in Peru, from the church in that diocese of Mission where he was, a marginalized church. So we can expect that to be part of his papacy, lining up with what Francis was doing, perhaps furthering Francis's program.
Yeah, there were questions about this next Pope. Which direction would this next Pope take? Would the next Pope follow in Francis's footsteps? Would it be somebody who would be more conservative? You think that Pope Leo is now going to continue in the footsteps of Pope Francis, the late Pope Francis?
A lot has been said about this. There is a group of people that say that he is very much a Francis person, continuing with the reforms and the emphasis on the poor, the marginalized, the refugees, the migrants. That's true. He's also more conservative in other matters, things related to moral theology to sexual theology. So we need to think about that as well. So that makes him a complex figure, someone that can be perhaps middle of the road, and with that, someone that can be a bit of a wild card.
Oh, okay. Only time will tell. Héctor Acero Ferrer, thank you so much for coming in and speaking with us.
Thank you for having me.